Hi everyone. I want to touch on the CPS case that I have going on. This video goes out mostly for the people that works in the office, for the supervisor, my social worker, her supervisor, the directors. You know who you are. I sent you an email and I haven't gotten no response from you. This video, I'm doing it because every time I call and try to speak to one of you guys say you can't understand what I'm saying, but I know you do. You guys are criminal, like the worst criminal ever. What you guys did to me and my kids was uncalled for. How many kids in this world, in this county, how many parents lost their kids because of stuff like this? And parents are scared to speak out on it because they're just in fear because I'm not going to get my kids back. But the only way that you guys can do your job and look into things before it happen like this again is by me coming here and speaking my truth. Everything I say here today is the truth and nothing but the truth. No add-on, no lie. Nothing but the honest truth. When first of all, I take full responsibility of my action, and I'm the person that got me and my kids here. I already accept my responsibility. I can't change the past, but I did everything and I'm still doing everything to make sure it don't happen again in the future. When I caught this case, I already had a case from 2013. That case got dropped. But I'm going to touch on that case before I go on. Back in April 13 of 2013, same day my kids was taken away, back in 2018, same day, same time, Friday, April the 13th. My kid, Andre, was snatched away from me in Milpitas for no reason at all. 2 police came to the house because Mr. Keller was touching my behind. And before I get to the garage where I was living, he called the cops. I don't know what he told the cops, but I know they talked to him inside while I was in the garage changing my under diaper with another officer in there. When Mr. Muhammad Ali came out and he said, he was the officer. He said, Miss Jeffries, you're not under arrest, but I'm taking you on a 72 hours hold. And I said, okay, but I did not know what a 72 hours hold was. So I'm like walking, and he said, no. He said, you got to stand up and put your hand behind you. And I just put my hand behind me. He put some handcuff on me. He took me to his car. And on my baby came following me. And I asked the Mr. Muhammad, Officer Muhammad, I ain't gonna call that man no mister. He don't deserve no respect from me. I asked him, what about my baby, if I'm going to bring my baby with me, because I don't know I was going to be taken to a mental hospital. And he said, no, we're going to leave him here with Mr. Keller. I said, no, you're not leaving my son with that man. I don't trust that man around my kids, or I don't even trust him around his kids. And he said, well, what you want me to do? I said, I can take him with me. Still don't know I'm going to the mental institute. He said, well, he cannot go with you. You have to take him, somebody have to come get him. I said, well, call his mom, his grandma or his dad. He kept asking me, you sure you want me to call them? You sure you want me to call me? I said, yes, they're his family. All of a sudden, there was a gray car pulled up, a 4-door car. There's a man came out with some thick eyeglasses on, a mullet haircut, and he's kind of bald up here. He still works there at the FCS. He came out, he had a teddy bear dressed as an officer. He gave it to my son, picked my son up and put him in a passenger seat, put a seatbelt around my son and took my son. Took me 4 days to find my son. 4 days. Where was my son? Them 4 days when they brought my son, when I finally found my son, he wasn't okay. You guys care. They brought him back. He was so much meds and bruised up and hurt. My baby dad went to Milpitas police to get his son. The Milpitas police said that he could not get the baby because there was a restraining order protecting the baby from him. But why they couldn't give him to the uncle? That's question I should have been asking, but you know, I'm just putting it out there. There was never a restraining order against Mr. Batia or none of his kids. Never. You guys forced me into signing a one of those case plan. Knowing full right. You guys said that Mr. Batia, because of the ongoing domestic violence against Mr. Batia, you guys are lying. There was only one domestic violence, and I'm not giving that an excuse. But you guys' paperwork is criminalizing. It's lies. It's falsified, and it's not what DFC is supposed to be doing to family. Took me 19 months to get my son back, and knowing full well there was not even a police report that said his dad was around me. But you guys kept my son. You guys brought him one. You guys brought my son one visit. My son's ear was ripped off. Ripped off. He was beaten so bad. He was so high on medication, because that's what you guys do. You guys take good kids and you guys put them on meds. Try to separate family instead of helping family. I'm one mother. I'd made a mistake, and I'm not going to sit here and kick myself and feel bad about it, because it happened. I cannot change it. You guys were supposed to extend and help me. You guys didn't pay for my classes, and knowing that I was struggling financially, and Sabrina knew I was struggling financially because I lost my 2 jobs because that woman would not give me a set schedule visit. I'm finished with everything for DFC, but you guys still have my kids. Talking about you gonna adopt my kids out. There's not a valid reason none of this is going on, because nobody haven't given me a valid reason. Because anything Beatrice Trotter said about me, I can give a H about that. Because Beatrice Trotter don't know me. Nothing that Sabrina put in those them is true, because Sabrina never took the time to know me. Sabrina only came in to wreck and destroy everything I built. I've been to 3 women, home for women and kids. Every time I get to court, Mr. Tan, after Tan, my attorney that I fired, he has all the proof of everything I'm saying. I give him all the proof. He has the proof that it was a lie when Beatrice said that I tried to force my kids in the car, and it was confirmed by Barry Grisby. Barry Grisby never answered one of my phone call. They played with my emotion and my mental health so bad. Beatrice would call me every day to send me text message talking about my kids gonna kill one another. Since July of 2018, I've been fighting for therapy for my kids. And I don't know how this woman got so much power, but I'm not gonna sit here and say what she did, because everybody know Beatrice is lying to the court, and you guys know that woman used everything in her to get her way. But this time, I am here telling you guys, I am here asking you guys for a fair chance. I'm not asking for no handout because you guys know how much lie, manipulation, gang stalking these people did me. These people had me in a box. You guys are criminal. My poor baby. November, my son confessed to me. He said he was molested. I got on to my social worker. The first thing Sabrina did was come and made him feel like it was his fault. That's what you guys do to little black kids. Especially if you guys know they have potential, you guys would destroy their life. And that's what you're doing to my son. After 10, Eva, Beatrice Trotter, you guys falsifying document. You guys falsifying my signature. Beatrice been signing my pretending she's me since she had my kids. Signing all their doctor note, to them to have all kind of medication and things like that. I am their mom. My service has been terminated, but my rights never been terminated. After 10, I wonder how much you getting out of it, that you sit there with the proof in your hand and had them almost take my kids away from me when you know Sabrina was supposed to bring that 504 plan for me because it's written on the 504 plan. You guys played me. I just want everybody that has something to do with this case, just sit down for a moment and think about you on this side. Be on my side. I never, not once, Sabrina told me about my kids wasn't coming home. Not once, because I would have been way prepared for this, because no mother gonna be prepared to lose their kids, but at least I could have gotten my emotion in check. This was a emotional shock for me that it sent me, almost drove me to killing myself. But I'm stronger than that. And still beyond that, you guys see that I'm not giving up. And you guys believe in every lie that woman tell you. You guys gonna take and go put my kids on med. Like I don't believe in meds. You guys know why my son is hurting. The boy was not supposed to go back to Beatrice. She was the one who took him and dropped him off at the shelter where he got molested. Sabrina put my child in a therapy home, said he was going to be there for 1 month. He ended up being there 6 months. And after having me tell my son 4 times that they were coming home, all they did was come and take everything away from my kids. And me and my kids, my wizard, everything. Without a valid reason. There's nobody can tell a mom she can't have her kids because she didn't do some classes, because I did my classes and I'm still doing my classes. No mom should not have her kids because she's single. No family should lose the kids because they financially they don't have it. They can't find a job because this is what this county chose. I'm not here preaching to the choir. I'm here to tell you guys supposed to be preserving family. You guys get billions of dollars from the federal government. And what you guys do, take it to destroy family. Rebecca Family and Children's Services. Who supervised these visits, these therapy, these medical information? Because I can tell you right now, malpractice, forgery, theft. I can go on and on and on. What's going to become to you guys? I requested document. Not only through the care coordinator, through the record department. And nobody would give me no record. What are you guys hiding? The same time that I requested document from Rebecca Children's Services, I request the document from Uplift. Uplift already give me his medical record. Why they gotta talk to attorney and do this and do that? What? Dr. Batty, you know You're doing some malpractice and you're wrong. You're going to lose your license because I'm not going to give up. Even if I lose my kids, I am not going to give up till you guys get it right and stop ruining family life. 2 years. I haven't missed a visit. Since my kids been going to Beatrice, I haven't disrespected that woman once, but I lost all respect for her. I still have gratitude towards her. But that woman, I don't got no respect for her and Sabrina. 2 black women take a single mom, like what Conrad Monty said. Yeah, I know Conrad, family partner, that I can't speak barely speak no English. You wouldn't want to send the kids to Honduras because they don't speak no Spanish. Yes, I'm a single mom. Maybe I don't speak the language. But what I got, you will never have. Love. Don't ever disrespect me. Don't let, because you think I can't read, don't let because I don't speak the language, or don't let where I come from or the skin color, my skin color, have you disrespect me. You're going to respect me as I am. I'm those boys' mom. Those boys love me. If you guys had any kind of love that my kids had, if any one of you guys' parents or anyone you guys was any half the mom I am or the parents I am, you wouldn't gang up on me and try to take my kid away from me. What? You're going to keep Andre in long-term foster care, high on drugs? Drugs is illegal. While Anthony go get adopted out because 5 family want him. This is what Trotter said. And Daniel Little, I'm sorry, I don't want to call you out. And you know what Beatrice Trotter told me? She said, you were the wrong person that I went to because you have a big thing against single mom. You don't believe that no woman should have no kids and be single. And that seems like it's true because I haven't heard back from you. You guys said put it in writing, send you proof, and I did just that. And what happened? You were the first person signed document for my kids to go up for adoption. So that proved right there it is true. Because there's not a probable cause. And don't sit here and tell me how many times I let my kid's dad come around them because America is so twisted. You guys are so twisted. I was handed a piece of paper, said it's a restraining order. Whenever that man get close to me, call the cops. And I did just that. And guess what? That's what you guys use against me to take my kids in court. So now we see why there's so many women dying in the hand of their aggressor. Now we see why so many kids are dying in the hand of their abuser. Because of people like you. Because we cannot do the right thing because it ends up being wrong. When you guys know you're the wrong one. I'm not here begging for no handout. My kids should not have been in Beatrice's home from the first. When Sabrina put Andre there, Beatrice was under investigation. So why did they put Andre in a house that was under investigation for child abuse? You know how much time this woman called the cops on a 7-year-old boy, took him and dropped him off to the shelter, threatened him. My son live in fear. My kids live in fear. I know I'm a person, I notice things right away. I notice how my kids act when Beatrice show up, and I notice how they act when her son show up. When Beatrice dropped my son off at the shelter, why did she fight so hard to get back near him? That woman slammed a 7-year-old son to the ground and handcuff him, tell him she could do that because she's a juvie officer. That's abuse. Let me tell you how much abuse my kids been suffering in you guys' hand. They went Milpitas. They ran away because nobody was telling them where I was at. They were called Mayate. And if nobody don't know what it mean, They were racist, calling my kids black. Yes, they're black and beautiful, strong. Young man, something none of you guys can say about yourself, because you guys take your power, little power you got, and you try to control and you try to destroy family. Family is supposed to be preserved, not destroy. We see a single mom from a country come out here and made a mistake, and we see her fighting, fall as much as you guys try to keep me down. I get up. I lost everything. I was in 3-4 home for woman. Sabrina never put me on no housing list, none of that. She just walk in and destroy everything I built. Not one good compliment, nothing. When my service was terminated, I didn't have no service. I've been done everything except for the 52 weeks class that the court order DFCS to pay, because I was struggling financially. My visit, I don't have no problem with my kids. My kids don't disrespect me. But now my son coming all meds up, talking about he gonna murder this one, and he want these evil people from around him because they're doing evil stuff to make him watch. My son acting out sexually, but Christine said it was unfound that he was molested. If you look at that, the dum-dum for that court date, it's stated straight that it happened. I believe my son. When that happened, I kept him for 2 days because it was a holiday. And after the holiday, Sabrina, they came and got my son. I dropped my son off because they wanted me to drop him off. Sabrina, I would call every day to check on my son. I called Sabrina, and Sabrina said he was in the DA office. And I said, where you guys is at, because I'm coming to my son. She said, let me call you back. That woman never called me back. She called me back 3 days after. After all this time, I call and call. She told me that it was true that the 10-year-old boy molested my son. She said they kept him he was in the district attorney office for 7 hours answering question. She said, but it was unfound, said that the person who my son said would take them in the bathroom and spank them at the children's shelter. She said it was unfound because there was not much evidence. Human trafficking. My son, at the age of 7 years old, could not come and tell me about no man taking them to the bathroom and spanking them on his butt. Okay, they said that's unfound, right? But then I'm getting call from the family therapist, Verenka, who I do not want anything. I don't want that woman around me in my family. That woman is just plain batshit evil and crazy. It don't take 2 years to get no kids no therapy service. You guys planned this, and you guys are destroying my kid's life. You got my son on medication that alter his behavior, not make it better. You guys look at me like I'm some dumb, I don't know, piece of shit. I am not dumb. I have a learning disability. I can read and write English good. I went to Christian bilingual school, if you guys didn't know. Discrimination, manipulation. Took away my parental rights without court, forging my signature, putting my kids on medication. And I didn't know nothing about it, and I don't have anything against nobody in medication. Because let me remind you guys, what field I work in, mental health. For those that do not know, my job, I work as a behavior coach. Andre and Anthony did not need to be on meds. They need to come home to their family. I give Sabrina family finding from the day I met Aaron. I give them my family, the kids' family, their uncle, their aunt. Sabrina never called them. And we had a CFT meeting, and Beatrice trying to convince and lie about the boy uncle. I just have one question for you, Beatrice. Don't you work all day? So what makes you think you're the best fit for my kids? That's money. That's money hungry. That's a shame on you. I don't know what happened to you in your childhood. And I don't care what happened to you in your childhood. But destroying an innocent boy, you know how smart Andre is. You know how smart Anthony is. And you yourself told me about 3 weeks ago when I called Saturday to talk to my kids. You talked to me about for an hour. How they didn't give me a fair chance. Everybody know. They never give me no chance. Why do you think I was kicked out so many times out of the THU thing? Every time it get close to when Sabrina and my son will come home, something bad happened at the THU, and I don't even know what's going on. Been accused of stealing. What do I look like? And then Beatrice, you gonna talk about I've been out here getting handouts from stranger, my frisky behavior. Defamation of character. My kids can't never tell you about they know this man, the next man, the next man. I don't know what kind of mom you guys think I am. Or you think I am, Miss Beatrice. No, you know, Miss Beatrice. You lost all respect. All respect I had for you went through the sewer. All this time you here sitting on lying. I never called you mad or frustrated. Never in my life. Never disrespected you. Except for that time when you had me waiting at the bus stop down in San Jose by the on Mission. Say you're bringing my kids, and all of a sudden didn't answer. Even though you would tell me, come to visit in Gilroy. When I get to Gilroy, you wouldn't answer for like 2 or 3 hours. And then answer, laugh, and say, oh, we in San Jose. You tell Sabrina, oh, I'm going to supervise the visit. And when time for the visit come, you would not supervise the visit. As hard as you guys did to destroy this reunification, I never give up. And I will never give up on my son. You in it for the money. I'm in it for the love. And Andre, Anthony don't need to be no foster care and go to no adoption because they got family. My kids got 2 living grandmother, 2 living grandfather. They got 3 older siblings. They got aunt and uncle, cousin, nephew. And they got family here in the U.S. They got family all over. I give those things to Sabrina, and I give them to the care coordinator, which was Corey at the time, and my parent partner, Angela. Rebecca Family and Children's Services. I don't know what I did to you guys, but what you guys doing, I hope you guys pay, and I hope every one of you guys lose your job and your license because it's unfair. When I got my parent partner, the woman came and she said she was only there because I needed court. When I really looked up on what parent partner does, she didn't help me with no housing. She didn't help me with no job. She didn't help me with no search, no recommendation, nothing. Just like a social worker. I started doing painting and selling my paint to survive over here in this pandemic, and one day I got 6 paintings selling. It was getting close to court, and again, my phone came up miss. In this pandemic, my phone, my laptop, somebody took it out of my car. And I asked Angela to text the lady that I bought the 6 painting because the lady said she was going to help me out. Angela texted her, and I didn't see Angela for a while, and I asked if the lady had text back, and she said the lady text back, and the lady said a whole bunch of things and said my painting was trash. I got the original text message. And why I'm bringing this up? Because this is what they do. They're going to send in people. They don't come to help you. Do not come to help you. Those are the ones who are going to put you in that box and they're going to destroy you. Mentally. Mentally she abused me. I was in my car. I didn't want to leave my car. I was so depressed. Because this whole time in May, I saw Sabrina. No, it was in February. Was the last time I saw Sabrina, my social worker. We had a CFD meeting in Gilroy. She looked me in the face. She said, Miss Jeffrey, this is not to take your kids away. We just want you to get on your feet. Then all of a sudden, want to give my kids to Beatrice, the one who everyone says was saying was the obstacle of my kids' mental health and didn't want. Agree with none of the service. Teresa, you and your falsifying, lying self, I want you away from my kids. I fired you guys a long time ago. I fired you, I fired Conrad, and I fired Leon. You know why I fired you guys? You guys are lying. Look at your document and the dates and the statement. I don't know what Beatrice did or what she's doing or how much she's paying you, but the life of my children is way more than any money. Why you guys don't want to give me no document? You scared I show it to the judge? You scared I send it to the board? Well, that's what gonna happen, and that's what happened. If you guys don't come correct with me, with my kids, I'm not gonna stop, and I'm not threatening nobody. And this don't got nothing to do with DFCS. This all got with Rebecca Family and Children's Services. Sit down there collecting medical for all this money, service that you guys not giving my kids. You know, since July got this mental health service going for my kids, because Beatrice would text me, call me. My kids, they end up separating my kids, because that's what they do. That's what they do. These kids are not doing anything because I don't have no complaint from Beatrice. Beatrice tells me nothing. When Veronica called me and tell me that my Andra was acting out sexually, right after that, Beatrice called me and tell me that's a lie. She don't even know Veronica. So what's going on? Beatrice was saying she don't got no problem with my kids. Then I read that my son ran away twice. Nobody called me and to tell me. This woman sat on the phone at the CFD and told me she don't have to tell me everything. You have to tell me everything. Those are my kids. If you don't tell me everything, you're supposed to tell it to my social worker. My social worker is supposed to tell me those are my kids and I still have rights on my kids. Oh, I forgot. You took that away because you got that kind of power. In this pandemic, when we supposed to be home quarantined, families getting together, you got out to medicate my kid, taking them to get diagnosed and stuff. Anthony has asthma. Last visit, Anthony told me he was sick, but I couldn't get a visit. Why? You guys behind it, sneaking, signing document, lying to the judge. This is all me and my kids been suffering in CPS. The people who the federal government pays so much money. And before I done, who's doing the supervising of these kids getting adopted? Who's looking at these paperwork and who's making sure what's on the paperwork is the facts? We gotta look into that too, because I noticed Sabrina Stice in 2018 made almost $100,000 in bonus. How much family lost their kids? How my mom and dad lost their kids because of greed. Law and family means nothing to the FCS. I can't remember what the head's director, but she's a lady. When I tried to get in contact with her, Miss Beatrice told me, you said, you don't know why all these, why us black lady can't cooperate with each other. Because we're different culturally. Because a black woman like me, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't put money before family. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I hold my words, because that's all I got. And when you lie on me, I'm going to prove you wrong. Beatrice, you do not know me. The only time you come and help me a little money, and I am really grateful with it, because I was out here doing bad. From having 3 jobs to having nothing. We all know those kids was not in the car, but that's not a subject I'm going to touch on. Y'all promised me my kids was going to come back to me. I did everything I'm supposed to do to get my kids back. Yes, I didn't finish the 52 weeks class, but there's no reason my kids should come back home. And about me talking to a white man when Beatrice pulled up, that was a lie. I would never try to force my kids in a man car because I don't have the needs to. I don't have a husband or a boyfriend because I promised myself that as long as my kids are baby, I'm not having a boyfriend, because I was molested when I was a child in front of my parents. They didn't know it till I was 28 years old. And touching on the molestation. So, Christine, you said that it was unfound. Sabrina said it was found. So, my kids don't ever see me. And that dum said he's acting out sexually. Sabrina testified, said he was in school trying to touch his teacher's breast, and the director said it was a lie, that there's no such thing as no video with my kid trying to touch nobody. And if he's acting out sexually, where is it coming from? He's not my home, because he never displayed or ever played anything like that. Who is doing the... Yeah, that's what we need to work on. Since Christine said it was unfound. That's just half. Back in, I think it was January of 2018, January or February around 2018, 19, I got a call. That's what, in October, I got a call from Aaron Thompson. He was the social worker. Said that, they just had to remove my kids from the foster parents they was with because the neighbor recorded the foster dad abusing my son. So he said, Miss Jeffrey, it was horrible what that man was doing your son, hitting your son in the face. They was out of county, and because my oldest son was defending his baby brother and fighting his baby brother, and you guys know what I'm talking about. The foster mom that they had, it was a foster mom and foster dad. She would dress my son up as a girl and put makeup on him and treat him as her slave. My kid had like 2-3 weeks there, and the foster dad called me and told me he was scared what would happen to my son if he had come home and something had happened to my son, had done something to his wife. My son was 7 years old. I told it to Sabrina. It was just like talking to the wind. I got a call and said that I had to bring my son down because the foster parents tell him they were taking him to Walmart, and then they took him and left him outside a respite. On one of my visits, my son had came, they had to remove him, the baby, because the woman continued to dress him up as a girl in front of Sabrina. He said he took his mom. I took my fist and I balled it up and I gave her an uppercut and I kicked her in the stomach because I told her I was not a girl. And Sabrina looked at me. She said, well, he told her he was not a boy. Like, all right. And Beatrice sit here and act like she didn't know what happened to Andre. She knew what happened to Andre because she's the big ringleader, right? She told me, she said, this is what the FCS does to our black kids and our black family, especially single mom. They'll take and they'll destroy that family just because one of those kids wants to, they want to adopt one of the kids out. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me, my son? No parents, no kid should be raised without their parents if their parents is good parents. You guys already destroyed his dad, his uncle, and his grandma. So now why you want to destroy us? In this pandemic, my kids could have been here with me, getting the love and the nourishment and the care that they need, their mental health taken care of. You look at their back medical record. Not one missing, nothing. Dental, nothing. Beatrice don't take care of my kids. My kids call me at 1 a.m. talking about white man when she's having a relationship with Leon. My kids is ashamed to talk to me on the phone when they're at the respite because they laugh at my foot and the way I speak. That's abuse. You guys abusing my kids for no reason. I don't know what I did to Beatrice or why you don't like me. And at this point in my life, I don't care. But if you don't like me, you can't love my kids or like my kids. They're part of me. So with that said and done, what you said, when I said, Andre is talking, you guys can't mess with Anthony, and no matter what he do, Anthony gonna put you on blast, and he's doing so. Andre comes to visit, and he talk about video game and violent, and he's gonna murder this people. They make me watch while they do the nasty, dirty. Where is this kid getting this from? Why my kid calling 1 o'clock in the morning? Who is making him watch? Miss Beatrice, 4 times my son Anthony, and I'm sorry I have to mention his name, he said, you said that they're gonna kill me. What is that about? Last week Thursday, I don't remember the date, but last week Thursday, from the day this video is being made, my son said in front of the social worker that you told him that they gotta act that bad and disrespect me and act all crazy thing so they can come home. Why are you manipulating my kids? Why are you threatening my kids? Think about you being on my side. How would that feel? What? You ain't making enough money to pay for your bill? I'm gonna shame you. I'm gonna put you on blast, Beatrice. The only time you ever come in and you ever try to do something to help me is when it get in court time. That's when you're getting ready to strike. Why do you want to keep my kids away from me with lies? And if it was true, any of this was true that you were saying about me, I would have been the first one to look you in the eye and say, you know what? I messed up. Yeah, I messed up. But when I'm here doing everything I'm supposed to do, you almost drove me crazy, because The things you would tell me my sons are doing, it was hard for me because I never seen my kids do anything like that. I never heard of my kids doing anything. My kids are respectful. They're well-mannered. They know value. They love each other. And all of a sudden, my kids want to kill each other. Because you know what you do? You traumatize my kids. And then you trauma bond with Andre. And you leave Aunt Anthony out. Because that's the one you guys want to adopt out. That's cha-ching. That's the money maker. While you keep my son Andre on medication. So you can get the benefit. All of this is illegal. And I hope and pray you guys do the right thing. Because that's what all my social worker used to tell me. You need to do the right thing when nobody's looking. To the supervisor and the director of CPS, you guys say you didn't understand my English and put it in paper, and I did put it in writing and email it. And I even emailed the voicemail with Beatrice. The conversation with me and Beatrice. I'm not asking for a handout, and I'm not asking for nothing but a fair chance to fight for my kids. A fair chance to give me back the time that was taken away from me. My visits, my unsupervised, my overnight was snatched away, and not a valid reason. I read the last addendum and I gotta laugh at you guys. This woman you see here worked with some of the most dangerous kids and adults with development disability. I can let you call every job and there's not one negative complaint about me, because you know what? I treat everything with love and I respect what I'm doing. I'm not going to use what I know and my power to take away somebody, or to belittle somebody, or to discriminate against somebody. I use it to help those who need help. And when this happened, I needed help with my kids. And I was kind of not happy, but I was kind of pleased that they would have a steady home while I get my life together. But every time I try to get it together, Sabrina, you tore it apart. I'm not asking for a handout, and I'm not here pointing no finger. We all know everything is a lie. And if you got to go to that extent to take a human being from their mom, to a little boy, to African American boy, you don't need this job. Beatrice don't need to be a parent. Sabrina don't need to be a social worker. Give this job to somebody who cares. Somebody who gonna make sure these kids come back to their parents. Not who gonna sell these kids for a bonus. I made a mistake. And I'm here asking for a fair chance to fight for my kids. No information goes to Actor Tan. I fired that man a long time ago because that man is not my attorney. And I have the rights to fire and do whatever I want because I still have all the rights on my kids. And with this, I say, I rebuke every service with Rebecca Family and Children's Services. And the complaint is already filed. I file a complaint against the FCS and the foster care system, because this injustice has to stop. It has to stop. And I want everybody, anybody that had anything like this happen to them at CPS, speak your truth. Bring it out. Don't be afraid, because I'm going to tell you right now, to anybody that watched this video, it's not only going on with the police. We need to look deep down in the justice system to see what's going on with our black African American babies and our brown babies. Our kids are being sold. My kids are lab rat because they're testing them with medication. My kids don't need no medication. My kids need me. My kids are tortured by the time Sabrina having me tell them they were coming home 4 times. They're tortured. Andres don't have no peace because he don't know when Beatrice would call the cops on him for no reason. Because Beatrice, he only a baby. You're so evil. You cannot allow my kids if you hate me. I'm asking for a fair chance to fight for my kids.